Hi everyone, welcome to my Fat Friday series. So if you've been following, we're at about week 3 now of me following the low carb high fat diet. Well, I don't really want to call it a diet, it is a way of eating and I feel so much better for it. Now, I've done my weigh-in today and I've done my measurements and I'll show those to you in just a moment and we'll go through what I'm going to eat for the day, and I thought we'd talk about meal planning because I think that is a huge point of success with any eating changes you make. The more you plan, the less failure, really. If you've got something planned, you're less likely to want to cheat. So what we're going to do is, I haven't eaten yet. It's about 10 o'clock. I've already done my weigh-in, so you'll see all that in a moment. But I'm now getting hungry. So I'm going to have some whipped cream and berries. Now, berries are one of the approved types of fruit for this way of eating. Fruit in general is really high in fructose, and fructose, of course, is a sugar. And sugar, increases your glucose, which hits your insulin up, and then you store more fat. So we tend to stay away from anything with high sugars, even if they're natural. So by eating the berries, being lower fructose fruits every now and again as a treat is acceptable. So eating berries with a lower fructose is actually approved. And I'm going to do it with lots of whipped cream, so it's going to be high in fat as well. And I'm going to feel full, and it should get me through to dinner. And for dinner, guys, I have planned a bunless, low-carb, high-fat burgers, and they're so good. They're one of the family favorites. So I've decided to do cream and berries. This is essentially my brunch. Late morning meal, really, because I wasn't hungry this morning and now I am. So I've got my cream, I've got my strawberries. This is the best invention for this diet. I use it to make my mayos and some other dips and things. It whips cream in seconds. It's just so good. So I'm just going to show you quickly how I do it and how much of it I really eat. So I've got about 3 strawberries chopped, about 200 mils of cream, which I'll whip up. You can add sweetener if you do like it, but you don't have to. It's really good to probably get into the habit of not using sweeteners to mask the flavor of everything and to make it sweet, because then it kind of defeats the purpose. But I'll just whip this up for you and I'll show you what it is at the end and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so you can kind of see that it looks like it's done. I'll just take this out. Oh god, it's suctioned to the bottom. And this is kind of how I can tell. It all sits in there. It's not coming out. So now I'll put it together in my bowl and this is going to be my lunch. Yum! Here you go guys, the final result. Bit of whipped cream, some strawberries. This will probably keep me full till dinner. I didn't use the whole 200 mils once it was whipped. There's still a bit left, but if I want more, I can have more. So yes, it's got quite, not heaps of carbs, but the more cream you have, the more you do increase your carb rate, along with the fructose in the strawberries. So this is essentially an every now and again video. Willow's yelling at the rain. Willow's raining. Okay, so I've just had 2 mouthfuls of this. It's amazing, don't get me wrong, and I will eat the whole bowl, but I have essentially not really had much sugar over the last 3 weeks. Like, look, I am human, I have made mistakes, I've had to make bad situations the best of the bad situations. That's just life, especially when you have kids and when everyone gets sick and, your husband works 11 hours a day. Sometimes things fall through the cracks and sometimes you hit speed bumps, but that's fine. Keep going and keep doing what you're doing. But these strawberries are so freaking sweet. They taste so much sweeter than I ever remember strawberries tasting. I could definitely not eat any more than the 3 on there. If anything, I could cut it back to 2. Wow, intense. I haven't had this in a while. Like, I used to eat this a lot, but not so much now. And it will definitely remain a occasional dessert because of the sweetness. But it's amazing. Like, it tastes so good and so fresh, and I don't feel heavy and weighed down by it afterwards, where, if I was to try and curb a sweet craving with chocolate, I'd eat the chocolate and not feel satisfied. So I'd keep eating the sugary chocolate and then I would feel sick. If anyone else feels like that, don't worry, you're not alone. There are a lot out there, but you know, since eating this way, I always feel satisfied and full, not full but not satisfied. Like that, I think, is a huge difference. But I'm gonna finish eating this. Alright guys, check it out. So I started at 139.7 kilos. I'm currently now at 131.1 kilos. And this week alone, I've lost 2.4 kilos. Last week, I only lost 800 grams, but you know, there was a couple of womanly natural problems with that week in regards to weight loss. But next week, I'm going to do a full month result type thing, so you can see how much I've lost within the month, including centimeters. So I decided to also do my measurements consistently every week because scales are liars. While you can be losing weight, it may not show on the scales, but it will show in the centimeters, which we saw with last week. So this week, I've managed to lose a total of 24 centimeters. Now we're going to do dinner. Bunless burgers. They're a huge hit. Everyone loves them. The kids love them. They're so easy, so cheap. And, oh, I'm excited. So I'm getting the mince ready for the burgers for tonight. It's got Himalayan salt, pepper, smoked paprika, and some mustard. So I'm going to mix this all together. I'm then going to add maybe an egg or two, depending on how firm it is. Then I'm going to make the patties. So this is just how I do it. I just eye it off. Go for it. Go hack. So my hand is disgusting and cold, but the meat is mixed. Now I'm just going to get a plate out. I'm going to portion them up, stick them all out on the plate on greaseproof paper or wax paper, whatever it is, baking paper. So now what I'm going to do is portion these out. So big patties for the adults, little patties for the kids. I'm going to put them on a plate where they're just going to wait until they're ready to be cooked when we're ready to eat them. And then I'll start cooking off some bacon. We're going to have eggs. We've got lettuce. It's going to be so good. Okay guys, so I've done these. I'll just quickly show you. I couldn't find the baking paper, how ironic. These are the little kids ones. Little. And then there's big ass ones underneath. So I've got like 6 of the little kid ones. I've got 12 of the big adult sized patties from a kilo of mince, plenty of sauce. I didn't end up needing any egg anyway. The mince was moist enough to really hold together. Usually people like to coat their hamburgers or rissoles or whatever you want to call them in flour. We're not going to do that because flour is a no-no. But we're just going to cook them like this in butter. Okay guys, so I've done the meal plan. Well, my meal plan for the week. I'm going to show it to you and I'm going to kind of explain how I come to the idea of half of these things or why I buy. I think it's really important to kind of point out that I look through every catalogue in my local area, find what's best on special wear, including butchers and like we have a Tasman meat, so they're a big meat grocery store essentially, like huge ass butchers, but really cheap for when you buy bulk. So if you want to buy bulk meat, go ahead. It's great for you money wise. I don't have the space for it. I wish I did. I am hoping to get a box freezer eventually, but I'll run you through my meal plan and kind of like how I choose all these things and what are some of the things that are really easy to always have in the fridge so that you kind of never not have food. Alright, you ready? You ready? Okay guys, so this is my meal plan. We go Wednesday to Tuesday purely because Wednesday's our payday and we buy for the week. Sometimes we go to Wednesday depending on how I feel. Wednesday we had the creamy mustard pork with cheese sauce, veg and cheese sauce. This is so easy. I always have little jars of mustard. I always have cream. I always have cheese and cream for the cheese sauce. So this is super, super easy. Always got it on. I've also had this with chicken. Super yummy. But I haven't had it with anything like beef. Just not there yet. Thursday, garlic butter chicken. So I just cook chicken in a crap ton of butter and garlic. You can put some other herbs in there. I like it really simple. We use cauliflower rice, and literally guys, to make cauliflower rice, you just chop it up into tiny, tiny, tiny little things, about this big. And then you can either fry it off lightly in a pan or you can steam it. It doesn't really matter. Say hello to Willow.
No.
Okay, Friday, today was the burgers. So that day we're out for our anniversary, so we'll probably go out and eat. We'll probably get steaks or something. Sunday, I'm going to do rolled pork steaks stuffed with mushrooms with veg. So these are like a pork roast that's been rolled up, stuffed with mushroom all through the middle, and they're cut about this thick. They taste amazing. Wingettes, so I just buy the little wingettes, like the honey soy chicken drumette wingettes. Roast them off in butter, or you can cook them off in a pan if you want to try and make them really crispy. I'm not that concerned. I like to be able to walk away from my stovetop. And we'll have that with a dipping sauce, whether it just be like a garlic mayonnaise or a ranch, or you could have hot sauce if you really wanted to dip in the sauce and then eat, and yum yum. Tuesday we're gonna have a chicken coleslaw and mayo salad and cheese salad. If you've seen this before, it is one of our go-to favorites. So yummy, oh, so easy, so cheap. Now, while I do the dinners in the Monday to Tuesday, I don't do that for breakfast, lunch and snacks because we don't necessarily eat all of these meals. So I don't need to plan something every single day where we almost always eat the dinners. So, breakfast, there's cream cheese pancakes, which I always have the cream cheese in there to make. And I'm pretty sure it is literally just cream cheese, some cream, and then some flavoring, and that's kind of it. They're super easy. The kids love them. They're a nice little snack. You can see my mirror. Sorry about that. Bacon and eggs. Always got bacon. Always got eggs. Cheese stuffed meatballs. Now these are mainly for hubby. I don't tend to eat them. I'm not a big breakfast eater. I generally stick to my hot chocolates or something small. But he really likes these, especially before the day where he starts work. Or his yogurt and berries, which you guys have seen. Okay. Lunch is usually leftovers from dinner because I always try and make enough of this to be hubby's leftovers, or if I want leftovers, ham and cheese, antipasti plates. So we put a ton of stuff on there that is low carb, high fat friendly. So some veggies, hams, multiple types of cheeses. Just make it super yummy. Some mushrooms, some avocado, some cherry tomatoes for the kids because they can eat the more of the carbs than we can. They're more resilient. Or I make a salad. I kind of go back. I'm like, I've always got bacon. I've always got some sort of meat, whether it be sliced ham or roasted chicken or anything like that. I can make him a salad because I can also make my homemade mayo. Snacks. Now, this is probably a big deal, this snacks part. So the deal with snacks is when you eat this way, you don't really need them. You probably feel more required to have them because a lot of other people do, or they have morning tea or afternoon tea, or you get bored so you think you're hungry, but then when you start eating you realize you're still full, and it actually makes you really quite sick. So look, at snacks, I usually just stick to something really small, really simple, which I can also turn into a meal if I don't feel like I'm that hungry and I just want something small to eat and get me through the next 3, 4 or 5 hours. So cream and berries is one of our go-to snacks, but it is an occasional one as berries still have fructose, okay? Veggies and dip. So if you go and buy a dip, well, don't even buy one, make your dips at home. I've done this amazing creamy, cheesy bacon dip. Would have been so good on veggies, but I was cooking for non-low carb high fatters, and this is when I wasn't really particularly strict on eating this way, and we ate it with bread. But I reckon some meat and some veggies, and that would be the perfect like little dinner for just dipping, because the dip is so moreish, creamy cheesy bacon dip, yum. And ricotta cake. Ricotta cake is one of my favorites. I don't know if I've mentioned it before. Instead of using, say, a flour-based batter, it uses ricotta as its main substance. It's one of the most amazing cakes I've ever made. I made it with lemon. It just took a bit of zest and lemon flavoring. But I reckon you could change this up into any flavor. The base of it is so simple. If you want a copy of that particular cake, leave a comment in the comment section and I'll link it to my next videos for you. I really hope this has helped you out, guys. it's really important to kind of look around for prices of meat. If you have to buy in bulk, we get our chicken breasts for 2 kilos at $6 each, so that's super good and super cheap. So I had to go run some errands. I went and got my nails done, which if you can see, they're sparkly black, and they're grey. So I got my nails done and I got my eyebrows done because it is my wedding anniversary this weekend. We'll be married for 3 years on the 16th of March, but we're celebrating this weekend. So thought I'd get myself all beautiful. So this really comes down to the fact that I went out and did a bunch of things. By the time I got hubby back, he was just too tired. He'd worked a 12-hour day. He wasn't really hungry. But mind you, he had eaten all of his low-carb, high-fat lunch. He had a chicken, bacon, lettuce, cheese, salad. He had cheese stuffed meatballs, the whole works. He ate all that, so he wasn't very hungry either. He was just tired, and so was I. So we're just going to go to bed. We kind of nibbled at some cheese and some ham, and that's kind of enough. Neither of us are starving, so that's kind of it. I'm really sorry I didn't get a chance to put it all together for you on tape. I'll probably do this again at some point, or I will do a quick little video of what the hamburger looks like when it's finished, when I eat it for lunch one day, because I will still have to cook all the hamburgers. If you're watching this video, thank you so much for watching, guys. I really am enjoying making these. I'm really enjoying the experience. I'm enjoying losing weight and eating really yummy food. I'm enjoying being full all the time. But look, if you do have any questions or anything like that, you want me to look into anything that may concern you about this way of eating, leave it in the comments and I will try and get around to it ASAP for you. Also, if you do like the video, please just give it a like, subscribe if you want to see more. I really am enjoying this process and I would love to hear from you guys about if you're enjoying it, if you're finding it helpful or not. I know these aren't been amazingly long videos and they're not super professional or anything. I am just starting out and working on a low wage budget. Yay! But thank you so much, guys. I hope the meal plan helped you out and, you know, it gave you some ideas, or maybe it just helped you understand how people who do use meal plans quite successfully use them, because meal planning is like my thing. I love it. But look, guys, any questions, leave them below. Until next Fat Friday.